Before we step into this moment of prayer, let God's word calm your heart and renew your soul tonight. Psalm 147:3 NIV. He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. Some nights, your spirit feels quietly worn, not from one moment, but from carrying too much for too long. Unspoken hurts, silent disappointments, and strength that was given without being restored. Tonight, we come before Him with a simple prayer. Lord, mend my spirit and heal what feels broken within me. Like this video as a quiet act of faith, and let this prayer reach someone whose spirit needs gentle healing tonight. Lord, as this night settles gently around my tired soul, I come before you with a spirit that feels worn. The day asked more of me than I could give, and some moments left quiet marks inside. I carried myself forward even when strength faded, holding together what felt fragile within me. Tonight, I do not want to ignore this weariness. I bring my wounded spirit into your presence. My body may be resting, but my spirit feels exposed. It remembers words that lingered too long, moments when I stayed silent instead of honest, and places where I felt unseen or misunderstood. Some wounds did not arrive loudly or suddenly. They formed quietly through endurance and restraint. I feel how deeply they have settled within me, and I no longer want to carry them alone. Gracious God, I do not ask you to erase every wound instantly. I do not demand complete healing before I rest. I ask for your gentle nearness within this brokenness, to mend my spirit without pressure or urgency. Teach me that healing does not come from effort, and restoration does not require explanation. Help my spirit soften naturally in your presence, as safety begins replacing guarded silence. Some wounds followed me quietly throughout this day. I carried them while staying functional and composed. Now that the noise has faded into stillness, they rise, asking to be acknowledged and held. Tonight, I choose not to minimize or dismiss them. I name them without reliving their pain. I place every fragile place into your care, trusting you to heal what I could not protect. When my spirit tightens from old hurt or memory, draw it gently back into this moment with you. Remind me that I am not in danger now. There is no defense I must maintain tonight. There is no strength I need to prove. This moment is meant for safety and repair. Help my spirit understand it can finally rest, because you are watching over every tender place. Faithful Lord, mend the places where disappointment took root. Heal the quiet fractures formed by unmet needs. Restore what grew weary from constant resilience. Teach my spirit that stillness is not weakness. Let reassurance replace the habit of self-protection. Let healing begin beneath every guarded response. Even if pain surfaces briefly, meet it with patience instead of force. As my breathing begins to slow on its own, let my spirit follow where peace is forming. Let tightness ease from my chest and heart. Let emotional weight loosen without resistance. Teach my spirit what my heart is learning now, that I am safe to be vulnerable with you. I no longer need to stay braced or guarded. You are attentive, even as I grow still. Loving Father, remain near as my spirit grows quieter. Do not rush this healing or demand progress. Guard the tenderness you are uncovering within me. If old pain surfaces, let it pass gently. If emotions stir, hold them without judgment. I trust you with every unhealed place tonight. I trust you with what still feels broken. and I allow mending to begin without fear. Faithful God, as this night moves deeper into quiet stillness, I sense how fragile my spirit truly feels. Not broken in obvious ways, but tired from holding itself together too long. Some strength was spent without being restored. Some pain was carried without space to release. Tonight, I do not rush past this awareness. I remain here, allowing you to work gently. There are wounds my spirit learned to hide well, not because they were small, but because I needed to keep moving forward. I adapted, adjusted, and stayed composed. Yet beneath that strength, something grew weary. Something learned to endure instead of heal. You see those quiet places clearly. You understand what my spirit could not express. Gracious Lord, teach my spirit that healing is not delayed by honesty, that naming pain does not reopen wounds. Help me release the fear of feeling too much. Let your presence become the place of safety, where nothing needs to be minimized or explained. Mend what learned to stay guarded. Restore what learned to stay silent. Let your peace reach what words never touched. Some wounds were formed in waiting seasons, times when answers came slowly or not at all, times when I trusted while feeling unseen. Those moments shaped how my spirit learned caution. It stopped expecting relief too quickly. It learned to protect itself instead. Tonight, I bring that guardedness to you. I allow you to soften it without force. When old memories surface without warning, meet them with calm reassurance. Do not let them pull me back into pain. Let them pass through your healing presence. Remind my spirit that the season has changed. What once hurt does not control me now. I am not where I used to be, and you are with me here. Gentle Father, mend the places shaped by disappointment. Heal the fatigue left by repeated resilience. Restore the parts of my spirit that learned endurance, but forgot how to rest. Let hope return without pressure. Let trust rebuild without urgency. Let healing move at a pace that feels safe. Nothing needs to be rushed tonight. I notice how my spirit begins to loosen its grip, not because everything is resolved, but because it no longer feels alone. The tension that once felt necessary softens. The need to stay guarded eases slightly. This quiet reassurance feels unfamiliar, yet deeply comforting, like safety returning without explanation. As my body settles further into rest, my spirit follows with less resistance. It no longer scans for what might hurt. It no longer braces for disappointment. It begins to trust that protection is not its job. You are guarding what I release. You are mending what I could not fix, and that is enough for this moment. Faithful God, protect this gentle healing you are beginning. Guard my spirit from returning self-defense. If pain stirs briefly, meet it with peace. If emotions surface, hold them without urgency. This night does not require resolution. It is enough to be present in your care. Healing unfolds naturally under your attention, and I trust you with every step. As awareness slowly softens, I release the habit of monitoring my wounds. I stop checking whether healing feels complete. I stop measuring progress or readiness. This work does not depend on my effort. It rests securely in your hands. Your care continues beyond my awareness, and my spirit rests, safely held. Gentle God, as the night grows even quieter around me, my spirit feels less guarded than before. The tightness it carried begins to ease, not because wounds disappeared, but because they are no longer hidden. Being seen without judgment brings relief. Being held without demand brings rest. I remain here, allowing this healing to deepen. There is a difference between coping and mending. Coping helped me survive difficult seasons. Mending allows me to live freely again. Tonight, I feel that shift beginning quietly. My spirit no longer prepares for pain automatically. It no longer expects disappointment by default. Instead, it learns a gentler posture, one shaped by trust rather than defense. Some wounds taught my spirit to stay alert. They trained me to anticipate loss, to brace before joy fully arrived. Those reflexes once protected me, but they are no longer needed now. You are teaching my spirit new rhythms, rhythms shaped by safety and presence, rhythms that do not require constant vigilance. Faithful Father, help my spirit release old identities formed by pain. I am not defined by what wounded me. I am not shaped by what I endured. I am shaped by your restoring love. What was fractured does not name me. What was heavy does not claim me. You are rewriting my inner story gently, and I receive that truth without resistance. When discouragement whispers quietly, counter it with steady assurance. When fear tries to reclaim old ground, remind my spirit where it stands now. I am no longer alone in this healing. I am no longer carrying this weight by myself. Your presence surrounds every fragile place. Nothing within me is unprotected. I notice how stillness no longer feels dangerous. It feels like permission, like space where my spirit can breathe again. I am not required to explain my healing. I am not required to hurry its progress. This quiet is not emptiness. It is fullness without noise, and it feels safe. Gracious Lord, let this mending continue beneath awareness. Some healing happens while I am awake. Some happens while I rest without knowing. I do not need to oversee this process. I do not need to manage my restoration. You are attentive even when I am not. You are faithful even when I feel tired. My spirit is safe in your care. Old wounds no longer dictate my reactions. They no longer speak louder than truth. They no longer define what I expect. You are teaching my spirit to respond differently, with calm instead of fear, with openness instead of withdrawal, with trust instead of anticipation of harm. This change feels gentle and real. As my breathing slows naturally, my spirit follows into deeper rest. It no longer scans the silence. It no longer prepares explanations. It simply rests within your presence. This surrender does not weaken me. It restores strength without effort, and it brings peace I did not force. Faithful God, protect this renewed posture of trust. Guard it from returning self-protection. If old patterns surface briefly, meet them with peace. If vulnerability feels unfamiliar, remain near. Nothing tonight needs to be proven. Nothing needs to be resolved. Healing is already taking root, and I allow it to continue. As awareness begins to soften further, I place my spirit fully into your hands, not with urgency, not with expectation, but with quiet confidence. You are mending what was worn. You are healing what was unseen, and I rest, knowing this work is real. Lord of Peace, as this prayer gently comes to its close, my spirit feels quieter than when I began, not because every wound is fully healed, but because none of them are carried alone anymore. What felt fractured now feels attended to. What felt unseen now feels safely held. I no longer brace myself against the night. I allow rest to meet me where I am. This night does not ask me to be strong. It does not require answers or explanations. My spirit is free to soften completely, knowing you remain near beyond my awareness. I do not need to monitor my healing. I do not need to measure progress. You mend what time could not reach, and you do it with patience and care. If I wake briefly, meet me with peace. If sleep deepens, guard it gently. Let nothing reopen what you are restoring. Let this quiet strengthen what you have begun. My spirit rests without defense tonight. It trusts without hesitation. It releases without fear. I place my spirit fully into your hands. I surrender the need to protect myself. I trust you beyond what I can feel, and I rest, knowing I am being healed. If this prayer brought comfort to your spirit tonight, you may support us by liking this video and subscribing. Your support helps these prayers reach others who need healing and rest before sleep. May the Lord mend your spirit, heal what feels broken, and give you peaceful rest tonight. Amen.